一个女人如果有家庭暴力，最多是2点：第一，缺乏教养，要么就是一直以来她处于相处的上风位置。她今天站在这里这个样子，我们是远远想不到，当她用开水来烫她的时候，她用板凳来砸她的时候，是一个什么样的母老虎的状态。这种感觉只有男生知道。
People often say domestic violence is a man's thing, but what you don't know is that when a woman becomes violent, she can be even more terrifying than a man. And today's woman is exactly such a case. Over the past few years with her boyfriend, she frequently used violence against him, and not just light-handed. She either poured boiling water on him or smashed him with a stool. In short, the boyfriend couldn't take it anymore and finally proposed to break up. But the abusive girlfriend was unwilling to let go and insisted on staying together. So she turned to the show's team, hoping the counselors could help resolve the matter. What exactly happened between them, and what will be the outcome? To understand the full story, we have to start from the beginning.
我和他是从初中开始认识的，同班同桌。因为那个时候我每天上学不是骑车去上学，冬天嘛手上会有冻疮。他呢又做我同桌，也是那个时候跟我像铁哥们一样，他性格大大咧咧的。然后每天上晚自习的时候会给我暖手，给我揉冻疮嘛。
The young man in the video is named Xiao Lei. Even back in middle school, Xiao Lei had a crush on this girl. With her occasionally flirtatious behavior, Xiao Lei became even more infatuated with her. From that moment on, he fell deeply in love. But back then, they were just middle school students, and dating was too early for them. So even up until graduation, there wasn't much that could happen. But things changed quickly. After graduating, Xiao Lei entered society and went to Shanghai to learn culinary arts, while the girl, Xiao Huang, continued on to high school. And just like that, the two were separated for a while. Though one started working and the other continued studying, Xiao Lei never gave up on pursuing her. He chased her for a full 3 years, and only after Xiao Huang graduated did she agree to date him.
然后之后我高中毕业考上大专之后，我感觉能跟他在一起了，我才同意跟他在一起。
到了大专之后在哪儿读书呢？安徽还是上海？
安徽。
你在安徽读书，你在上海工作，是吧？
对。
那你们俩算异地恋，对吗？
对。
怎么样啊，这段时期？
After chasing her for 3 long years, Xiao Lei thought it would be a beautiful beginning, but in reality, it turned out to be the opposite. Not long into the long-distance relationship, they began to argue. Xiao Lei felt that his girlfriend looked down on him because of his lower education level, so he became paranoid and constantly suspicious. He feared she might be getting too close to other guys.
他那时候还把我 QQ 密码要去了，然后就是我跟谁聊天聊的什么，他每天晚上都要查一下。
那你自己不一样，把我的 QQ 密码也是拿着，然后天天看我的 QQ。
那要不是因为你把我的要求，我会要你的吗？
这事儿就过去吧，就互相虐着，但是还没分手，是不是？
没有。
Because of this, they would have a major fight every 3 days and a minor one every 2. Clearly, things couldn't go on like this. So Xiao Lei suggested that his girlfriend move to Shanghai and live with him, thinking that seeing each other daily would help avoid these problems. At the same time, he promised to help her find a good job. But Xiao Huang already had a stable and well-paying job back in her hometown. Still, for the sake of being together, she made the decision to quit, hid it from her parents, and move to be with him. But after arriving in Shanghai, she began to regret it.
我骗了我父母，我就跟你过来了。过来之后呢，你说你给我找个挺好的工作，我来3个多月了，你一份工作都没给我找到。
那你没找到，我又不是没养着你，有让你吃苦，有让你受委屈，有让你干什么吗？
The boyfriend had promised to help her find a job, but things didn't go as expected. This made Xiao Huang feel like she had been tricked, and so they argued a few more times because of it. Although he didn't find her a job, Xiao Lei, as a chef, didn't think he had deceived her. He believed his salary was enough to provide Xiao Huang with a comfortable life, so he continued to support her financially. But over time, problems arose. Due to a mismatch in how responsibilities were shared, conflicts started to appear.
他每天就让我做家务嘛，然后我就是不喜欢做家务，我不做他就跟我吵。
我每天做厨师都很累嘛，每天我做完回家都那么累了，一开门屋里面乱七八糟。 一天到晚在家你什么都不干，你就做个家务你都做不了，那我有你和没你有什么区别呢？
Xiao Huang, who didn't like doing housework, was constantly scolded by her boyfriend, and she was full of grievances. She had given up a good job in her hometown to be with him, only to be treated this way. Anger building inside her, Xiao Huang snapped and lashed out at him.
还不是因为你我才来到上海的吗？你现在就跟我说这样的话，你要我来干嘛？你要我就留做家务的吗？
那我不就说了这样一句话，我说什么了吗？上次也是，就是跟他因为做家务吵了一下嘛。他呢，水煮渣什么东西都往我身上扔，你不能因为这个就动手打人吧？
In a fit of rage, Xiao Huang resorted to violence. Xiao Lei, always the mild and quiet type, had no choice but to endure it. This was Xiao Huang's first time physically attacking her boyfriend. However, after this argument, Xiao Huang realized that staying at home and not doing any housework might indeed be a problem. So, she got a part-time job to avoid doing chores. But before long, another conflict erupted.
就像上一次，我不是下班比较晚嘛，做兼职，然后我就让他来接我回家，然后晚上我害怕，他不但没来接我回家，还送别的女孩子回家。
那女孩子她也是认识的，你又不是不认识，而且那天我是公司在聚会。 那个女孩子她当时喝醉了嘛，然后就让我送她回去，我当时也答应了。
难道那个聚会上就你一个男人吗？就你能送吗？
This made Xiao Huang furious. Xiao Lei, realizing he was at fault, apologized and tried to make it up to her with some ice cream. But Xiao Huang wouldn't let it go. She scolded him fiercely and then threw the ice cream to the ground. This action angered Xiao Lei, and the two started arguing again. But this argument led to something far worse.
我当时气不过跟他吵两句，他当时旁边有个热水壶，里面的是开水，刚烧开的，他拿着直接往我身上泼。我当时因为我根本压根躲也躲来不及了，当时右腿嘛，整个就被烫了，我当时动都动不了，现在还有好大一块疤，你知道那什么感觉吗？
A full kettle of boiling water was poured onto Xiao Lei's leg. The pain was excruciating, and he screamed in agony. They rushed to the hospital immediately. The doctor diagnosed it as a deep second-degree burn. Even after recovery, it would leave a severe scar. Still, Xiao Lei didn't complain further. He let the matter go. This was the second time Xiao Huang had physically assaulted him. But soon after, another fight broke out, this time over a joke. And once again, Xiao Lei was seriously injured.
然后你想那个周末嘛，我想大家出去玩，小情侣出去玩不很正常吗？ 可是他呢，就赖在家里面，死活不愿意动，哪里也不想去。
是你非要拉我出去吧？我不愿意出去，你呢？你把我摔在地下，摁在地下，都不让我起来。
我那是故意的吗？当时也是开玩笑的吧？
你认为你是在开玩笑？那你知道你是一个男生，你力气有多大，我有多疼吗？
Because of such a minor issue, Xiao Huang felt hurt and lost control. She grabbed a nearby stool and smashed it onto Xiao Lei. He didn't dodge in time and was knocked to the ground. He lay there unable to move and struggled to breathe.
他起来抄起那旁边那个凳子往我身上砸，当时砸得我趴在地上好半天才起来。我身上起来之后呢，
你要是不动手，我能动手吗？
知道在我身上留下多少条疤吗？而且
They had been living together for less than a year, and Xiao Lei was already covered in bruises and scars. But to Xiao Lei, none of that mattered, because he deeply loved her. So every time she hit him, he forgave her. What he didn't expect was that Xiao Huang's violent nature wasn't the only challenge. Her brother was just as unreasonable. Not long ago, both families sat down for a meal to discuss the engagement, and everything went smoothly. The next day, Xiao Lei and his parents went to Xiao Huang's house to finalize the bride price and marriage arrangements. But they were stopped at the door, by no other than Xiao Huang's brother.
是他家没通知他哥，结果我们去了把我们轰出来了。
那我哥那时候他也不是为了我好吗？那他自己妹妹订婚，自己不知道，心里不挺难受？而且订婚又不是我一个人的，是我们两个人的事，你凭什么就怪我自己家里人呢？
没通知也是你家的错啊，你凭什么迁怒到我身上呢？我什么都没做错，我还向他哥道歉，请他哥吃点饭。你觉得你哥那样做，你是不是在我心里留下一道疤？
Because they didn't inform Xiao Huang's brother, he was offended. He lost his temper and drove Xiao Lei's entire family out. Xiao Lei felt wronged. This was clearly something the girl's side should have handled. But instead, blame was placed on him. Still, for the sake of love, Xiao Lei swallowed his pride and invited his future brother-in-law to dinner. The incident was smoothed over, but Xiao Lei never forgot it. Not only had his girlfriend physically abused him, even her brother was irrational. All of this made Xiao Lei, scarred inside and out, feel suffocated. Adding it all up, he couldn't take it anymore. His parents also objected to him being treated this way. So Xiao Lei turned to the show, determined to end the relationship.
是因为我父母当时都不同意了，是我硬坚持下来的。
现在是你不想跟他一起了，是吧？
对，我跟他说过很多次，我就说不想跟他在一起了，我要退亲。但是他就一直来纠缠着我嘛，一直缠着我，所以我来到这边呢，也就是直接做个了断，你也不要缠了我，也不可能跟你在一起。
那你凭什么跟我分手啊？
But Xiao Huang refused to accept it. She felt she had given up her job and come all the way to Shanghai for him. And don't forget, Xiao Lei chased her for 3 full years before they got together. Now, after knowing each other for 9 years, was it really going to end like this? So, with things at this point, what should be done about this painful relationship? Let's hear what the counselors have to say.
你真的不爱他了？9年啊！ 比你做厨师时间还长，我真的不想看到你们这一段感情说拆就拆了，说散就散了。我真的觉得你心里边还有他，而且很爱他，他也同样的。
他不讲理，跟人家吵吧，吵不过就打。
你以后还打人吗？
不打。
如果以后你们吵架，你们怎么吵呢？
好好跟他沟通。但他不要把就是他，因为他讲话他难听，不要把他惹急了。
你看还是要打。
Even the first counselor couldn't believe Xiao Lei would be so firm. After all, it was a 9-year relationship. But looking at everything, boiling water, stools flying, and a violent brother, who could blame him? That's why the second counselor also believed they simply weren't right for each other.
你们俩根本就不应该在一起，太不合适。你看啊，一开始是单相思，她在你心目中是女神呐，你心里极度的不自信，因为你觉得自己可能学历低啊，承诺人家的没有做到啊，这么一个女神到了我这儿，我没有给她伺候好啊，本身你就是一个很低的姿态在对她，而她呢，对你种种的作为，她觉得自己吃亏了。她想象当中的你跟现实的你完全不一样，跟你沟通又不畅，那只能拳脚相加了。
From the beginning, it was Xiao Lei chasing her. 3 years of effort. That alone shows he adored her from a lower place. Even after getting together, he never stood up straight. While she stood tall, he stayed small. They had poor communication. She had violent tendencies. Of course, fights were inevitable. Girls like her should find someone who can hold her down. Only then will she restrain herself. Guys like Xiao Lei, quiet, polite but sharp-tongued, should be with a gentle and understanding woman. That would be a better match. As for domestic violence, the third counselor believes, regardless of gender, it reflects a lack of upbringing. And this woman? She's the very image of a tigress.
一个女人如果有家庭暴力，最多是2点：第一，缺乏教养；要么就是一直以来她处于相处的上风位置，她始终认为自己应该是被仰视的，所以她才会动则骂，动则打。她今天站在这里这个样子，我们是远远想不到，当她用开水来烫她的时候，她用板凳来砸她的时候是一个什么样的母老虎的状态，我们肯定想不到，因为她现在此时此刻站在这儿是很文静，这种感觉只有男生知道。
Tigresses at home look gentle outside, but only their partners know the pain behind closed doors. That's why the third counselor believes the man loves more than the woman. His suffering proves his love. If he didn't love her, he'd have left long ago. Why endure this for 9 years? The woman's love, by contrast, lacks sincerity. The only real sacrifice she made was quitting her job and coming to Shanghai. But looking at where they are now, even that seems meaningless, because everything that happened, she brought on herself.
我倒是觉得，其实这个男生爱你比你爱他要多。即便他今天提出分手，是因为他不愿意面对现实，他不愿意相信你是曾经那样一个温婉的他，而你今天的不愿意分手，却绝不是为了爱他，恰恰是因为强词夺理。我认为你们之间的感情已经剩下没有几分，打也打跑了几分，就这样。
Violence can't solve problems. Arguing won't bring real love. If you want happiness, you must be honest with each other. Now the boyfriend can't stand the pain anymore and wants to break up. But the girlfriend won't let go. So what will be the final result? Let's find out.
嘿，小子。
This ending truly shocked everyone. The man, who came here determined to break up, actually chose to stay. What does that mean? Maybe, just like the first counselor said, A 9-year relationship isn't something you can end overnight. Perhaps, just maybe, the girl will really change after today. So no matter how this turns out, let's wish them well. May they live a long and happy life together.
Who would have thought, after suffering boiling water burns, being hit with a stool, and even being kicked out by her brother, Xiao Lei still chose to stay? This didn't just surprise the counselors on set. It also left countless viewers deep in thought. Some say it's foolish devotion, others call it weakness. But from Xiao Lei's perspective, perhaps it's his deep obsession with love. Despite 9 years of scars and pain, he still chose to give his girlfriend Xiao Huang another chance. The question now is, can Xiao Huang truly change from this day forward? Can she control her emotions and completely stop her violent behavior? Can she cherish the man who never gave up on her? That is the real key to whether they can last in the long run. Love isn't about who's stronger or who holds the upper hand. It's about still choosing each other after every fight. But this kind of reunion, is it the start of something happy or just the beginning of another painful cycle? So, do you support their reconciliation? If you were Xiao Lei, would you have made the same choice? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.